Shout out to Eric. I kept thinking about it like the whole week. I was like, what the hell are we going to talk about? Maybe all the millions and billions of triangles and polygons of Unreal. Millions and billions. Week I was like, what the hell are we going to talk about? Maybe James, you're silent, my man. Unreal. Yes. I'm gonna say something cool. Millions and billions. All right, so Jason is experiencing minor technical issues. It's like, not the first time. That's Jason's thing. Now, are we going to talk about? Maybe. What's up, Mikey? What's up, James, Milan? Everything okay, guys? I'm gonna say something cool. As we were saying, basically, it was a very quiet week in terms of like news. And so we were wondering, we were looking around, thinking of like, what are we going to talk about in terms of news in the world of 3D? And so since we don't have anything new in the world of 3D that we should be talking about, we're going to talk about the rendering competition.
Yeah, good idea. No, I think it might be working now. Let's see. You have to take it's a little bit of a delay. Let's see if somebody says it's working or if I hear myself.
3D.
But I think it's.
And so since we don't have anything new in the world of 3D that we should be talking about,
just bear with us.
We're going to talk about the rendering competition. See?
Yeah, good idea. No, perfect. I think it might be working now. Let's see.
I'm really trying hard to make this feel like we were at the D2.
Yeah, I guess I had like a sock stuck to my mouth just now. It's like if we were in a real conversation because I had no audio. But I got it fixed now. We're good to go. You guys can hear me out there, right?
Yes, perfectly.
What you missed basically was I said at the beginning that I played the theme song that you heard at the beginning, if you were there, is from Eric de Broche, one of our good buddies. Shout out to him. I believe you could hear that. I don't think that was cut off, the desktop audio. It was just my microphone for some reason. But welcome to everybody. I think it's so Fabio, you want to talk about the challenge, right? A little bit.
Well, you know, like this week we have a lot of people joining in. I've already received a few entries, and it's only been a couple of days. We have the guys from Evermotion giving us 1,000 euros of like assets, and it's a challenge that should not take very long because it's about digital fashion. The mannequins were provided by my dear friend Amin Farah of the Black Club Studio. He's this super talented artist that makes all these fascinating work using 3D software, basically. And so, I want to send out a reminder to everyone who's watching, because this could be a good chance, to have fun with a project that doesn't have a massive scale and doesn't require a lot of work, like that you have to take time of your day to do. It could be something that could be done in a couple of nights, and it could be something that you can experiment with. There is a say that goes like, everything can be addressed if you are brave enough. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard this?
Yeah, it's like a lot of different ways to say, like, everything's.
There is a very
there
is a very famous one. You know the famous one?
Everything's
everything can be a dildo if you're brave enough.
There's also we're going to talk about this. So anyway, like we said, we have a great guest on the show today. Everybody saw already. It's Victor. But we're going to, there's a little saying from a show that him and I are very fond of, that if you want to hear any good jokes, find a proctologist and get next to him and stick with him, and you're going to hear the funniest stories you ever heard. The proctologist, the ass doctor. The ass man.
The ass doctor.
So, Victor knows what I'm talking about. Victor's the ass man. Yeah, I don't know, but Fabio, I also am really looking forward to this week, because it's something a little bit different than what we've been doing recently. It's a little more simple, which I think is good. I mean, simple in the sense that it's not like last week was very complex in a way, because it didn't have to be, but I think the initial thought people would have is that it's complex. You're talking about traveling cities. It's kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's so huge, This is like going down on a smaller scale, and I think that perhaps it'll be easier for people to wrap their head around and do something quickly. I
mean, I struggle also myself with because I did the challenge. I entered it instead of my name. I made an anagram of Fabio's ass.
Yeah.
But you guys did not pick it. I was like, okay, whatever. You're bad people, judges.
The proctologist.
You're proctologist, guys.
We have somebody asking, where's Victor? So Victor, I think it's time to bring you on. We're super happy to have you here today.
My man Victor, you ready?
You're on screen. Your beautiful face is on screen. Are you ready?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I see you there with some instruments in the background, as usual for
man.
ArcViz people, it seems.
You are the definition of pasty 3D artist.
Especially sorry, go
they're
ahead.
fake instruments.
This is a fake instrument here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a threat,
I just put it because everybody who we interviewed, they know how to play something. I myself stuck. And now I will show it to you now.
Oh, that's great, man.
Oh, God, we're going to show off instruments now.
That's like...
That's cool, man. Really nice vibe.
Insert epic guitar solo here.
I suck.
Your band's name is Smashing Ukuleles or something like that, no?
I do pretty good at Guitar Hero. Well, it's been years that I haven't played. But it is true what they say. It's not the same thing as playing a guitar.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like a really tiny 4-string bass.
Is it?
Well, it's got 4 strings, so.
Yeah, but you're more indie, Jason. You have a trombone.
Actually,
yeah,
that was one of the questions that I wanted to ask him.
I'm a brass instrument player. You can see it right there. It's a trombone. Yeah. I'm
That's
not going to break it
star.
out. I'm not breaking it out. I need too much space. I can't play it here. It's too much space. So go ahead, Fabio. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I would say we start with the chat with our friend Victor, because I guess we've been doing like 18 minutes of like rambling and fixing live issues.
As usual.
So Victor is basically a tradition now. It's been like 3 weeks. But it is a tradition.
Definitely.
To ask our guests some very fast, very funny, short questions from which you have to choose one or another. And the idea of doing that is to break the ice and just get the conversation going. Absolutely. Now, my question to you is, are you ready?
Well, I should be ready. I think I was born ready, so let's go for it.
All right, Victor. So, fresh shave or bird nest beard?
Bird nest beard, I think.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars, obviously.
Chorizo or queso?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I would say cheese, queso. Yeah, I would say that.
iPhone or iPad?
Oh, I hate both of them, but I would say iPhone.
Meditation or loud music?
Loud music.
Good answer.
And we're on.
Sorry, you're wrong on. Yeah.
Welcome, my friend.
What's it all, man? It was simple.
They're all wrong.
I thought it would be more compromising, you know.
I don't know the iPhone, iPad thing, man. I guess Android or iOS.
I was supposed to ask something else. Oh, sorry.
Android
My
or
mistake.
iOS. That's okay. So you're obviously an Android person.
Oh. Okay, I just heard from the control room that the like button might be broken. Do you guys mind testing it? If you are on YouTube, go and try the like button. We need to make sure that it's working. Okay, Johnny, thanks a lot. Johnny's our camera guy. He checks everything and takes care of everything.
He's actually with Victor right now. We sent him there to to make sure that Victor looked the best of all of us.
That's difficult, man, but I think it's
man, I found a picture of us. I wish I actually had it right now, but I found a picture of us from the first. Was it the first conference or the second one? The first one, I think.
It was the second one. The second D2. It was my first one.
Or you came to the second one. And it's so funny. We're like, I mean, that's how long we've been doing it. We all look different, like younger, right? Like it's been 6 years or something. And it's so funny because you also have like much burlier hair. You're like, you got more hair. Like it's like, I guess I did too. It was not gray.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a while, I guess, because it was the second conference. It was the first D2, the one in which I was first, because of the year before was Symphony or something like that, and the first D2 was the one I attended. And then one year later, it was this epic, conversation with Thomas Liguat, Thomas Brunazos, Matt from Pixel Flakes, and Eric, obviously, it was and Jeff. It was like quite hilarious whiskey conversation.
That was a good one.
Times.
I actually recorded that. I think I still have it. It's not the level that we do these days, but the good old days when we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And we still don't, but it's better at least.
Now we just pretend.
We just say it's good, and if you say it enough times, it's true.
You auto-convince yourself.
So that makes me think of something else just now, and I hinted at it on the title of today's edition, a show about nothing edition. And what I just said makes me think of what the greatest line from a TV show that Victor and I really bonded over it, I think, when we met each other, because we were both laughing about it all the time. Seinfeld. Now, for you young kids out there, For you young kids out there, Seinfeld probably is like, you're probably like, what? That's a stupid ass show. But for us old fellas, there's a line in there where he says, it's not a lie if you believe it. So it's like a motto to live your life by, right? Victor, do you
but it is true though.
Do you live your life by this motto?
Yeah, absolutely. It is like when I remember when I started playing music, and somebody that was playing in another band that they were like more famous in the little circle in Madrid at that time. He told us, like, man, it's just a matter of attitude. I mean, if you think you're good and you have that presence on stage, even if you're a crappy band or whatever, the presence or the attitude is something important. And whichever thing you do in life, I guess.
Yeah, it is, and it's I don't know. It's kind of one of those things that, while the sentiment is obviously a little bit screwed up in the saying, it is kind of true. It's all about confidence, right? Like being confident can get you, is giving you an extra advantage, of course. You might still be an asshole, and might still be stupid.
but you are confident on yourself.
But you're confident about it, at least. I mean, look at Trump. He's confident as hell.
No, but I think it's important, man, because I mean sometimes you are not the most talented guy or the most prepared or skilled guy, but attitude is important, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean that makes you advance in things, and
I guess it's a question. Things. I guess it's a question of like making sure that no matter what, you got the situation in your hands, despite, your knowledge or your ability to actually do whatever it is that maybe your client is asking. With that said, I'm not saying that you should go around being a fraud and not knowing stuff. It's just a question of like being, okay, maybe I'm not able, but I'm gonna live up to the situation and I'm gonna do my best. And I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna do my best. I think that this is sometimes better than knowing how to do stuff, but not being in the right mindset to kind of like wanna take the responsibility and, work on whatever it is that needs to be worked. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, basically, I've known a lot of people during my career that they are like no ending people, which I'll try to explain. It's like people that they are really talented, they know lots of stuff, and they have lots of ideas, but they never can make them finish in a way. They never end up their big ideas. So I prefer to do mistakes or to do something that is not so high standard or perfect or whatever it is, but it's like, okay, yeah, I have the balls to do it. Maybe I'm not 100% prepared, but yeah, I'll make it brute force, in a certain way. It's like, I know where I'm going to arrive, and let's hit that direction. Maybe it's not perfect, it's 100%, but who cares, man? Maybe the next one will be more perfect.
Yeah, I'm happy with that answer.
You passed.
You passed the test.
Thank you very much.
You may enter.
Victor, I want to ask you something. What is your favorite color?
That's difficult, man. I think traditionally, since I was a kid, I was really attracted with red. And I think things haven't changed. I love red. But I mean, it's like kind of an odd question, because obviously colors are great. But yes, I just say red.
I ask you this because I look at your work, and it's, something that you look at it and you're like, okay, there is such a variety of work in your portfolio. Color doesn't seem to be a dominant characteristic of your work. with that in mind, what do you think it's one of the dominant characteristics of your work? And I ask you this because a lot of people come to me asking me how to make a Beauty and the Beat image, which is amazing because up to a few years ago, the question was like, how do you make a mirror image?
No, I mean, obviously, or at least what I have found out with the years, of doing this and that is like, we try to do something that looks as natural as possible. I mean, we're really self-critic with what we do. Me especially, I'm really self-critic, and when I see old images from us, it's like this sensation of wanting to puke and stuff like that. Because at some point they are really exaggerated, they are really too much, but that's fine. That's okay. I mean, that's evolution, I guess, and you have to evolve. And what's the characteristic of our work or our images? I would say we try as much as possible to do something natural and try to do something different. You say sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it, or you don't achieve that. And that's why, for example, I love to embark myself in personal projects, because that's the point where you move like fish in the water. It's like you don't have any constraint, you don't have anything, any headroom. You do what the fuck you want to do. You don't have somebody telling you, okay, go left, go right, and stuff like that. So I would say that we love images that are natural, and we really are obsessed about values in images. And I don't know what else to say. I know it's Beauty and the Beat is what we do. I don't know. It's a difficult question, man.
We only do difficult here.
Now, actually, I actually have something I want to ask you that might be difficult because you probably don't want to answer it, but you can tell me as much as you want to tell me.
Yeah.
You've been working on something. So you guys did Landmark as an office, right?
Yeah.
Together. And
yeah.
you premiered that at the D2, which was fantastic, and everybody really enjoyed it. Then you did the thing with Epic, the art direction.
Yep.
Was it art direction?
Yeah.
It
was art direction, Rebirth.
Of this film, which was also amazing. And you're working on something right now. I saw you tease something the other day. You put something out there. Can you talk about what that is?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can talk a little, but I can talk. I mean, basically the thing was that right now in Beauty and the Beat, we're doing another, we've been struggling with another side project that is going to, it was bound to happen this year, maybe at this moment of the year. But unfortunately, this, fucked up situation, this, strange times we're living, forced us to pause it just a little bit, because right now we're like 3 months or 2 months. I can remember.
You're a dropshipper, right?
But why not working from home? But I found difficult to pull out this kind of personal project, which is under the rabbit hole, in the distance. I prefer to keep on doing that project in person and talking with the team and communicating directly. So I put that on hold intentionally, because I mean the production of that thing is like, I would say 60%, 70% is really already advanced. But I prefer to do that. And in the meantime, I was like scratching my balls at home. And basically the thing was that. Sorry for the language. And
your
the
tennis
thing was
balls.
basically
What tennis ball?
Works for us.
Basically, I was at home and I had lots of projects or ideas that are around my head, and one of those ideas was like kind of a really sketchy thing of let's say 20 seconds or whatever. It was really basic. But I thought, oh, this is a really nice idea, and I would like to make this happen. So it was like, man, this is the right moment to do this. It's the right moment to learn new skills, new programs, new approaches, new techniques. things that I haven't done in the past and try to implement in this pipeline, in this project, and make something week by week. So I'm really happy about it, because what I've shared right now it was like, I think, as far as I remember, some asset creations for this film. And yeah, I was like doing some Blender, I was doing some Substance, things that I haven't worked so much or extensively until the date. And
with what? Sorry, with what?
Substance and
Blender.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then applying to film, full feature film. So, and that's the thing. I'm working on that. And again, it's also. It started like a non-ambition project, but I tend to complicate myself normally. Right now, it's like it has evolved. It's deeper, and what I'm trying to do is week by week, trying to accomplish like kind of an environmental stuff like that, to put all those things together, and then hopefully finish that film before getting back physically to the office and then continuing on with Rabbit Hole, basically.
Okay, you're mentioning something there which is interesting to me, because I kind of sometimes hate, I have these moments of self-reflection, and I kind of hate myself sometimes, because I feel I say something like to my daughter, or I look at the work I'm doing. I mean, it's all related, and I feel like an old man. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like I'm.
You're a young guy, man.
Yeah, but my wife even says to me, she's like, "What's wrong with you? You're getting like old now, or what?" And what I'm referring to is the fact that you kind of, you get stuck doing things in a certain way, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do it that way because it's a way I know how to do it, and I'm not learning something new because it's just too much time. I don't have the time, and even if it probably might be better, I'm still sticking with it because I just know how to do it. And also, other things. There's things like this, and I guess my point is like, my question would be, is like, where's the motivation coming from you for this? Because we're the same age.
Well, yeah, I think we are young people, I guess. After all, silver foxes. Yes, a second.
No problem. So Fabio, anyway, how you been, buddy?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. That's
Fabio,
my
you can
job.
answer the question if you want, even though you're younger.
Well, I don't have any motivation
on the internet right now. Can I call you back in like 1 hour or so?
That's real life, man.
It's real life. Let's listen in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear you, man.
I heard the guy saying, "Victor, eat shit. Your image is stuck."
He's talking to maybe he's talking to Jean Nouvel.
Okay. Yeah.
Or who else could he be talking to?
Okay, yes. Could you send it via email, because right now I'm live on the internet right now with an interview. So please send me. I will call.
This is the beauty of live interviews, people.
My name is
sorry,
Bjarke.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But
I'm really sorry, guys. It's really.
What's that, Bjarke Ingels?
No, man. It was another. It's crazy, man, because. Yeah, we'll explain the story. It's a funny story, but basically for working from home, we had to implement in the studio this setup for working from home and make like a remote working stuff. And there was like kind of internet certification for doing that. You need that basically for making that work. And it's so fucking strange and stupid at the same time, because it was an American company that made that certification. It's kind of an online certificate that your company is fair and it's like a good company, not a pirate company or whatever. So these guys like asked me. You needed the phone number of the company, which appeared in the website. So basically, the thing was that these guys told me that they called to the office for verifying the process and, making it work, but nobody picked up the phone. And I told them, man, it's normal. We're working from home. So we can deviate the call right now. So now the client's going to my cell, basically. And this has to change. I mean, basically, so I'm sorry for the interruption.
No,
it was really rude on my side. So what we were talking about.
Oh,
Vic, I think that you're getting scammed. This is like, did it sound Indian?
Yeah. No, it's not Indian. It's not Indian.
Did they say you have to buy something up front that then you can sell to other people for even more?
So you were talking about where I get the motivation to learn something new. What's that?
Yeah, because because of the feeling I have myself sometimes that I feel like I don't have the will to do this anymore. Like the creative spirit, I guess, in the background sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Basically, what it's like, I mean, it sounds like a new age thing. This you're out of the comfort zone. It's really kind of but basically it's all about that. It's like, okay, if you're fed up with some program for doing 3D, try other one, okay, and basically maybe it works for you better. So why not trying it out? And also why not? I think it's just a matter of complementing yourself as an artist. The more techniques you know, the more things you know, you're more aware of the possibilities you have, basically. So and also it's really exciting to be in a new place. It's like, oh, this is cool. This program's cool, or I can do easier or faster what I have in mind. The thing is, like, as you said, I'm an old guy, and I don't have patience nowadays, or I have less patience for the things. I don't have the time to, waiting for an animation, and oh man, what the fuck? I didn't put that light on. I forgot about it, and I spoil a whole day of rendering or whatever. I don't know. It's like, but sometimes when I do my previews or my things to compose stuff, to compose scenes, to compose whatever it is, nowadays I try to go towards something that gives me the ability to make it really quick and make it look, or discard if it works or doesn't work. So I mean, I love learning new things. It's what keeps me alive in a certain way, artistically speaking or professionally speaking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
you go ahead.
Go ahead, Fabio.
No. I wanted to ask, what is one of the things that you have enjoyed most from this lockdown, staying at home, working from home? And don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't find the stuff that you're talking about interesting. It's just that I would like to steer a little bit the conversation versus the personal side. I'm interested in finding out how you've been spending your time and what were some of the things that you did or enjoy doing whilst being on your own.
Well,
you don't have to get very personal.
More sex. No, basically, it's like it's a strange situation. It's really odd. And at the beginning, it was really stressing. I won't lie about it. It was stressing because basically, aside from the health stuff and all the thing, okay, and I wish all the people that hear us are healthy and safe, no, because that's the most important thing, no, basically. But you realize a lot of things when you're in this kind of situation. First one is like we are really a humanity of pricks that we led to this situation and let this happen. And yeah, it's something that gives you, some insights or make you think, no? So when you're immersed in the situation, at the beginning, it was really stressing. As I said, it was like, okay, what the fuck? I had to keep this, studio moving without losing any week of work because technical things, setting up this remote working setup, because obviously we never needed that. In fact, I mean, I'm this old, as Jason said, I'm an old guy, and in all my age, I haven't experienced that classrooms or schools would be closed. Okay, so when that happened, it was like, oh, this is serious. So we started doing this, and the first weeks were really stressy. But once, all got, all was flowing in the right direction, and I felt a little bit more confident, relaxed. It was like, okay, man, I will try to take the best out of the situation, which is obviously we're working a lot. We keep on working a lot in the studio, and we work even more because, as you would have experienced, working remotely makes you spend more time on communication. Basically, it's like 1.5 ratio of things of the time you spend. But other than that, it was like, man, I'm here at home with my wife and a kid, and so let's play more. Let's do things that normally you never do. And then in my other life, which is at night, I party. Can party. No, it's like, okay, let's try to do these other projects. Let's try to enjoy this as a creative process, and let's try to keep myself motivated. Because if not, things were really depressing here in Spain. It's like, and especially in Madrid and also in Barcelona. But it was like, man, I don't want to hear another fucking news on the television, because all this shit, all this depressing, all this deaths, all this don't do that, don't breathe, don't communicate with people, don't do nothing, man. So that for me was like, man, I don't. And so from that moment, I stopped listening to news, and I or at least really in a really low doses. And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to struggle with this. And right now in Spain or in Madrid is much better. We started this Monday in Madrid with a new phase in the state of emergency, so we can go to parks in groups of 10 people. Luckily, this weekend I'm gonna meet my family, my parents, and my sister personally. Because tomorrow is my birthday, so we would be able to make it happen and to get together and all the kids together. It's gonna be really awesome. But
good,
yeah, I think you try to struggle. For me, the trick is not to lose optimism. Don't let you get too carried away with this whole global feeling of this is Walking Dead episode, because I don't think it's like that. I think it's like a phase. It's like, okay, we screwed up or something got screwed up. This is a new phase we have to get used to. It's gonna pass, I'm sure. And maybe.
But the situation in Spain is getting a lot better now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so does in Italy. Is that Fabio?
It's on the way, but in Spain it seems like the curve was flattened, and now they're having like a lot more people recovering. In Italy, it seems to be stable, but it's not really going down. It's just like getting stable.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't know. I think it's also a matter of a social kind of responsibility. It's like here in Spain, there's a lot of people. I tend to watch society as an observer, and it's like when you see people doing things, it's like sometimes you say, man, sometimes we have what we deserve because we are so responsible, socially speaking. It's like if somebody's telling you, okay, try to do this, maybe it's going to be better for the country in terms of health or whatever it is. It's like, why do you do exactly the opposite? I mean, at least for me, it doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, we have to be fucked up during 2 months or 3 months or whatever it is to be better. Okay, let's do it. We're in this together. It's like I don't see another way.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't make sense, actually. I mean, here in Austria, we're super lucky. Like they of course have problems, but they completely kicked COVID's ass, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, even if you look at it from a perspective of deaths per million or whatever, because you have much smaller population. It was like 600 people here, and if you look in America, I mean, even if it doesn't, honestly, in the end, it doesn't matter what the proportion is, because it's a fucking person. Each person that dies, it doesn't matter what the proportion to the population is. Quite honestly, I hate that comparison because it's so stupid. It's like, yes, well, we have less deaths than you. You know, it's like, who cares? Who the fuck cares? But it's really a tragedy, like the way that some places have dealt with it, and I feel super lucky to be here because to me here it feels a little bit back to normal now. Like we were never really locked down, so we were, people stayed at home, and everything was closed, but it wasn't like a serious lockdown like in Italy or in Spain. At least I didn't feel like that. But anyway, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's I'd love to think that people are going to learn from it, but they won't. We know this from history. So
I hope some of us learn a little bit. I think it should be.
Yeah,
it would be necessary, please.
Some people will.
Obviously, there are freaks everywhere. I mean, that's a statement. I say, but
there's a lot more in some places than other places.
No, I think you're wrong in that. I mean, the stupidity is, global.
You think it's proportional the same everywhere? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we need some data on this. Let's do a study. Proportion of pricks per 1,000 people.
I have to recognize in these days also that you ask. I'm also playing more video games when I have the time, which is sometimes, and I really have to. I have enjoyed a lot because there were some video games I hadn't been playing for ages because I didn't have the time. And right now, I was like at night, sometime when I was tired of doing my projects or whatever, I profited to continue some games, like really long games or whatever. It was like, oh great, this is so cool, man. I didn't remember I finished this. I don't know if you have played or your gamers, but this Red Dead Redemption 2 was a fucking masterpiece.
I wanted to play it, but I don't have time. I don't.
Me too.
I mean, but even now, because honestly, at night, I don't like playing. I like playing video games, every now and then. I'm not a huge gamer. I never have been. I get bored very quickly with games. Like I will start a game and then I'll do it for a while and I'm into it, and then it's like I'll just stop. And I don't know. It's like I'm not interested anymore. But Red Dead Redemption looked pretty cool.
For me, it's also good. Yeah, good recommendation. There's one called Street Poker. It's really cool also. He was playing Street Poker, man.
Well, that definitely sounds like a quarantine game.
Victor, let me ask you, how many people work for you right now?
Right now, I think we're 7 people in the studio. It's
You're 7 altogether.
Yeah, it's a small studio as always. I mean, we try to, when it's possible and when we want. Also, I haven't seen. I think we have talked about this, but I don't see it like it's a matter of a number of the people. It's how many people you can sustain in a great way, and also it also sustainable in a way that you can lead the team and your product doesn't get too massified. Yeah, that's it. The seal of quality that they give.
Let me ask you something. Actually help me address a little bit of a rumor that was going on a few years back at the D2. People were saying that your company was about to shut down because it was very difficult to work with you. And so a lot of people that were working with you, they were leaving because you were not a good boss. I put it out there. It didn't come to me directly, but a lot of people were chatting about it. It was maybe last year or the year before. A lot of people come to me and they say, oh, I want to work like like Beauty and the Beat, how do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the way you guys work has to do a lot with the way that you run the company. I want to believe. And so the question I'm guessing that I wanted to ask you is,
are you a good boss?
now, how much of that is people not understanding what it takes to run a business like yours? And how much of it is, well, in retrospective, I could have done some things better, or I could have behaved a little bit different as a boss. And again, you know, like I'm putting it out there so that if people like to chat about the back end of your business, now you also get a chance to say your side of the story.
Yeah. Well, I would say, honestly, I don't think I have any, to be honest, I have my conscience completely clear and easy about things in my life. I have to say, as a boss, I think me and Lena, we are honest people. We treat people really well in the company. And honestly, I don't get the point in so much people talking bad about us or me, because honestly, we haven't had so many people working with us during the years. Honestly, as I said, we are right now 7 people. So the thing is that there's a lot of people that comes to a company that are really young people, and they think they know everything, and that's not like that. You know, running a company is not so easy, and you have to take decisions sometimes that they're hard. Okay. And but to be honest, as I said, I don't have any remorse about anything I've done. As in a nutshell, as a boss, I used to treat people really right. I think I remember the first collaborator I had at the very beginning. When we were working at home in my house, because we didn't have a proper office, this guy, we feed him during a year and a half. He sat with us to eat lunch, and my wife did lunch for him during 1 year and a half. So that's the kind of people we are as bosses, you know. Obviously, people would be always they're going to be unhappy with some of your decisions, or maybe you fire somebody because there's not chemistry, okay, and things doesn't work. But it's not a matter of something personal. It's like, and maybe some other people, they like to work because they prefer, they would like to try themselves on their own, which is perfectly fine. Good luck with it, because I mean it's a really hard work, this one in which we live. But honestly, I mean, all the people, I have the great joy of a lot of people that I've worked with them. Even they are not at the company right now. Some of them are really, we get along really well. And some of the people that went from the company, I even recommended directly to some of the people to get jobs in other companies. So honestly, that's the way I see it. I don't have any remorse about anything I've done as a boss.
Great.
It's fair enough for me.
I think I just have to say that personally, I can't imagine that you would be a bad boss.
I wanted to say the same, like, but it would be demeaning of him, like, because, you know, like, I cannot imagine Victor screaming at people and be like, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Like,
no. I mean,
honestly, I'm a really passionate guy. So sometimes I get angry, obviously, as all people. But the one thing I can say is that if I'm critic with somebody working with me, it is because I'm self-critic with me first. So when I'm doing something in my job, and I'm the first, I'm really, really super demanding with myself. So if I'm doing something and it's like, oh, this looks like shit, I'm the first person to be, you know, on the look, basically.
But I was going to say as well that I actually think that part of the reason for that, though, is that I could actually envision you like getting upset. Like, it's not like I think you could get upset. I could see that.
Absolutely.
But what I think is important difference is that I myself prefer people to be honest about stuff. I like it when people are direct, you know. I don't like it when you waste time of other people or yourself by, you know, going around beating around the bush all the time. And, you know, I like things to be direct because then you know where you stand, you know how, you know, you can strike it off your list and you don't have to think about it, or you can fix it, whatever. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people who aren't like that at all. They actually don't want to have, they don't want to know the truth, honestly, because it's too much. It's actually too difficult, right, to hear. So I can see that it's possible that somebody could have a problem with somebody who's direct if you know, if that's the case. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's how we are basically, and that's also the thing that it's like, sure, it's not so easy to adapt to the individual workflow or the way we work. There's a lot of people that maybe have tried with us and maybe they didn't end up. I mean, they didn't. The chemistry didn't happen. But I mean, I can't help that. It's the way that we work, and it's so personal, and it's so. And I think it works basically. The reality is that. Is out there basically, so it works. The only thing is that it's a really personal way of working, and not all the people have the sensibility or you know, that it's not a matter of sensibility. I would say it's like, is there a line? I always make the comparison with a band. You jam with people, and then you start playing the guitar with a drummer and a bass player, and then chemistry happens in 5 minutes. And there are people we are rehearsing with them like months, and nothing happens. Nothing evolves because there's no mojo. There's no, you know, that's the thing.
Yeah. I sympathize. I think that I would be a terrible boss. And I think that's also why I don't have never had a company with employees, because I know for a fact that I would be a complete asshole probably. Like I mean, I'm not kidding, because
I can testify.
Yeah, but you're not an employee. That's different, I think. You know, also, you know, we're partners, and so of course we're gonna argue about shit. You know, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You know,
total asshole.
But I don't know. Perhaps this also like a personality issue, because I notice it with other aspects of my life, that sometimes I'm trying to be too controlling about things, you know? Even though I'm a nice guy on the surface. No, I don't know. I don't know how to, I guess I just can't imagine what it would be like to run such a company with employees, because I've never done that. And so that's why I really appreciate to talk to and learn stuff from people who do that, because I find it really interesting. Those situations, you know, that you're put in. It can't be easy. I know that.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's not easy. And also it's like, you have to try to get things balanced. And the first of them, what we strive, basically, Lynn and I, from day one, is like trying to build kind of a community.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, there are egos in that community, which I hate totally, because as I said, I'm really self-critic. So I'm the first one to say, oh, this that I did last week is shit. It's pure shit. I don't have any problem in recognizing or saying that, or I don't have any problem in admitting mistakes. You know, that's something that happens. But obviously, it happens if you're in that position. If you're not in that position, maybe sometimes it's really easy to criticize, or, you know, or do, well, maybe I would do things in a different way. Well, try it. I mean, you know, maybe it works for you. I know what works for me completely. Really, really clear.
Fabio, do you have anything else you wanted to ask Victor today?
Nothing else. I just, you know, I appreciate you talking about this stuff quite openly, because I think that, you know, like, society is moving in a very weird direction where people value singularity a lot more than, you know, a lot more than I have the feeling that they used to in the past. And, you know, this might be relative, but I see it also with like social media, and, you know, certain artists, they put out the work, not to be able to say that they run a professional company, but just to show, look, I can do the job, I'm very good. And then they complain that the business on the side is going to the shit because they have no idea how to handle that part of things. And now I'm seeing it also with social media. A lot of people that are putting out content, not because they value that sense of community, but just because they're like, me, look at me. And I'm like, fuck, I cannot even watch some of the shows that are being put out there because of that reason, you know? And I think that, you know,
and this is,
we need a little bit of like, no, we need to go.
I think it's like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think, you know, that
you go ahead.
all of us need to put our feet a little bit more on the ground, and we need to like evaluate the things that we stand for and the things that we go around talking about, you know.
And you guys,
and I think that if we do that, sorry, Jason.
I'm sorry, Fabio. No, I just wanted to say, and you people out there watching this either now or later, I mean, take this shit to heart, because this is coming from a guy who has his name on his hat. Okay?
Yes. That's marketing. It's different.
Dude, I'm kidding. I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. It's even more...
No, but you're totally right.
It's even more important.
Half of the time, I don't know. Half of the time, I don't know what I'm saying anyway.
No, but half the time you also start without the hat on, and people are like, "Hey, where's the hat?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, shit."
You know, that's how I manage my work at the D2. At the D2, when I don't want people to stop me or take selfies, I just remove the hat, and nobody recognizes me.
Exactly.
But I think it's, as you said, like, and it's a good thing right now. Also, this kind of situation is driving people to show content, which is good. Like, I guess all these competitions that you're doing, I think it's a great thing. And we're seeing lots of interesting stuff of people that maybe they didn't dare to publish things because it wasn't the right situation. Maybe right now they're at home and maybe they are not doing so many things or whatever. And they try to, you know, challenge themselves, which is great. I mean, and that's a good thing. You see lots of good stuff out there. But for me, the key thing in whatever your personal job or work or whatever you do is like, as you said, it's not showing to the gallery. It's like, first of all, show to yourself you're already funny, happy about it. You feel it really inside you. Then show it to the world, okay? But not do it exclusively for the mere thing of, you know, showing that to the world, because it doesn't make sense to me. First, if it's something more interior to you, and then to the people, basically.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
I'm very happy with. Yes,
I'm
very happy. I'm very happy that we managed to have this chat.
Thank you, man. It's been really cool. It's like having some beers with friends.
That's exactly the idea. That's exactly it. Super happy to have you.
So Jason, I wish all the people that are here in our, you know, in these days that are really complex days for. I mean, people turn to say, "Oh, about the industry." Yeah, the industry is. There are difficult days, but I would escalate that. It's like there are difficult days for people, for mankind, in a way. So I hope everybody is, you know, staying positive at home. It's really important to be positive in these days, honestly.
Yeah. Victor, we've been talking now for how long? Let's see.
I don't know.
We've been on here almost an hour. Man, it's been awesome to have you here and to talk to you and to chat with you. And like you said, have some beers. I really hope we can do this relatively soon again, like in person. Though it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for this. It's only been 3 months, but man, I'm missing this.
For sure.
Like hanging out with people.
For sure, man.
So
for sure.
I want to say from my side, thank you for being here and taking the time. And to thank everyone who's watching today and who will watch this later. Thank you for watching. You know, please subscribe to our channel if you like this. Even if you don't like it, subscribe as well. We're trying to make it
pushing.
We're trying to make it to 2,000. As soon as possible. We're really close. So, Fabio, also thank you for being here.
My pleasure, dude.
So, we hope to see everyone next week. We'll be here again. We don't know who it's going to be on yet. That's how we like to do things around here. Flying by the seat of our pants. But thanks a lot, and we will see you guys next week.
Good night, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. And hit the like button.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.